out there that's my age or younger that are thinking about trying to get into that whole housing and get a home and be a homeowner. And I'm not saying nothing's wrong with that, but I also want people to understand everything that goes into, getting a house and their expectations, because I'm guilty. My expectations was when I got my first home that I was going to get a 3-car garage, 2-story with the diamond in the back and sunroof.
All that.
All that. My expectations heart was broken, actually. No, it wasn't broken. It was just I realized that my expectations on what I wanted versus what my credit was.
See the way my credit set up.
Right, exactly. The way my credit set up, it won't let me take out a loan and get a development,
Right.
Yeah, I know though that it's people out there. I've went through it, and it's people out there that have those questions. What is the process? What are the benefits versus? Let's get into that first. What are the benefits versus home ownership and renting?
The benefits of home ownership versus renting. Okay. Well, it depends on where you are in life financially, right? Like, say some people, they never want a home. They don't want the responsibility of, the paying the lights, water, gas. They don't want to cut the yard or nothing like that stuff. They don't want the expense that may come with that. So some people, they're always going to be like condo living, right? A condo, apartment living, stuff like that, right? And then you have some people that, may have grew up in houses or whatever, right? And I always say, when I become an adult, I want to have my own home, or maybe had family members that talked about investing in property and having, property as an asset and things of that nature. But also with property, though, it's a liability until it's an asset. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So you can become a homeowner, but you're paying that bill every month until you start getting interest started gaining interest in earnest, start getting like the property start earning value and stuff like that. Then you can start getting money from it and start, earning the income from it that way. But it all depends on the particular mindset and where the person is in life, whether they want a home or whether they want to rent. Now, some of the benefits, if you want to be a homeowner, again, you're going to eventually pay it off. Right? You're going to eventually pay so much per month on this property, and you can finance it for 30 years, but you don't have to take 30 years to pay it off. You can make principal payments, which meaning pay just directly toward the amount, and you can get that knocked out, right? And then now, once you get so much of that paid down, they call that building equity in the property, right? And then eventually you can start borrow against that equity for repairs or for building other businesses or things of that nature, right? And if you're renting and you're okay with renting, and that thought process never comes to your mind, then buying isn't going to be for you, right? Because you have to go through the process of having a good credit score. I mean, 580 and above is a good score. We have options that can help you guys out, but the higher the credit score, the better the options, right? And then you can eventually, pay something off again and start benefiting from that, and then something to pass down to your children or your children's children, or even use as an investment property, to where if you buy another home, you can rent that property out, and then now that's starting gaining your income, and then if the mortgage isn't paid off, right? The people that's living in the property, renting the property, they're paying the mortgage every month, because what you're going to charge them in rent is going to be more than what you're paying in your mortgage. That's just how it works, right? So that's just another benefit of it if you think business mind, right? If you think in business that way. So again, it's just different strokes for different folks, and it just all depends on where you are mentally, financially as well, and and then just career wise, because you have some people that have jobs that don't require them to stay in one spot at a long time. So renting may make sense to them,
So okay, what was I going to ask? If somebody's thinking about getting a home right now, what's the first thing that you would tell them that they need to think about before they even start the process of getting a home? What's the first thing you would tell them to make sure that they have the deal going? What's the first thing you would tell them?
That's an excellent question, man. The first thing I would tell them, though, man, is that get a pencil and paper and write down every expense that you have. Every expense that you have right now, write them down, right? And Then write down your income that you're bringing in, not your gross income that you put on your paycheck that they qualify you for, which is not true income, your net income. What do you truly bring home every month, right? Add that together, add your debts together, add those together, and then see which one is outweighing the other one, right? Then now evaluate which one of those debts you can start eliminating first, and then start grabbing the next one. You want to go into home ownership with as less debt as possible, possibly debt free if you can. If the situation is not like the way you just have to move in a hurry, you have a limited debt, but you want to be able to be as debt free as possible. Credit card debt out the way, all the little installment loans, all that stuff, car notes, if they can have them out the way. Now, if you have a loan car note and that's not going to financially affect you getting into this home, then that is what that is. But you want to be as debt free as possible. Don't put on a whole bunch, because now when you get into this home, when they qualify you, they're not including your water, your lights, your gas, utilities, repairs. They're not including none of those things. So therefore, these are other bills that you're going to be adding on, and when you get into this property. So if you already have a long laundry list of expenses, then you're going to add more expenses on top of it. How long are you going to actually be into that particular home? Right? So you don't want to put yourself in a bad situation in beginning, because home ownership is supposed to be a good time. You're supposed to be enjoying these moments, because now you're building equity. You're adding value to your portfolio, right? It shouldn't be a stressful time. So you don't want to purposely put yourself in that situation, and make sure you're speaking with a lender that's not going to allow you to put yourself in that situation just for the sake of getting a commission.
One more question.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you explain the difference between somebody coming in with a, 500 credit score, or somebody coming in with a 600 credit score, or maybe even, let's rephrase it. Can you explain the difference of somebody coming in with a 600 credit score and somebody coming in with a 700 credit score, and the difference between the lending loans and the mortgage loans and all that?
Yeah, man. The meaning with a 600 credit score, each loan, what they have, I'm trying to break this down without getting to too much mortgage jargon, if you will. I don't want to bore you guys. But what it is that, man, each loan, they have adjustments on them, right? Each program. And what they call is loan level price adjustments, right? And based upon the credit score and the loan to value, meaning that the sales price versus the loan amount, right? Divide that, whatever. But anyway, the loan to value price adjustments are based upon, the credit score. They're tied to the credit score. So you can have FICO/loan to value adjustments. So the lower the score, sometimes the higher those adjustments are, right? Because each investor comes out with rates, and each rate, they pay a certain amount of points. And so when these points, every deduction that's in these loan level price adjustments, deduct from that point, right? From what they're paying. So you want to make sure that's showing as less as possible. So the higher the score, the less you're going to get hit. So say there's an adjustment of 2.25 for a credit score of 600 with a 80% loan to value, right? And now with a 700 credit score, that adjustment may be only 0.15 or 0.125 or whatever, right? So you're saving money that way, and now you're gaining what that rate is actually paying. And then because you actually gaining what the rate is paying, because some rates cost money, some rates pay back money, and so you can use that money towards your down payment and closing costs and stuff, because you have that left over, right? So the higher the score, the better opportunities you have to come out of pocket as less money as possible, because you can use some of those credits, available for, the higher rates. So like I said, you just give yourself a better chance, to get into it. Now, if you have a lower score, again, and you need to get into a home with that lower score, that's fine. But just make sure that as the score improves, do principal payments on the property and just get it on out the way. And so now you're not paying so much interest, for so long. So there's ways around that as well.
Those are the two questions, man. When I first started home ownership and got into it, those two questions that I did not understand why everybody else could go get this house, but I had to settle for this house.
Yeah, because of FICO, man. Yeah, credit score.
Exactly.
Because exactly.
And what I did was I went and talked to a real estate, investor or whatever, or lender or whatever, and I seen where I was at, and I think I was like in the 500s or whatever, and we could have got a house or whatever, but I didn't want that, and I was like, no, let's wait. Like you said, we paid off some bills, paid off some credit cards. Credit score went up to 600-700, and we waited till both of us was in 600 or 700 because we married or whatever. And then we decided that it was the time to get a house, and couldn't believe the interest rate that we got on the house before. It was like, I guess 4.9 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then when we got our credit score up to like 600, 700, it dropped down to 3.5, 3.2.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, wow. And the payments lower, y'all. When you got a better credit score, your payments are lower on your home. So you know what that means? You got more money towards your bills. Those bills. I mean, trying to balance, man, making sure that you have something that you can afford. And like you said, and making sure that you can afford your bills, too, because a lot of people forget, oh, I can afford this $1,000 home. I make $1,000, but you forget about the other $500 or $600 that you got in bills.
Yes. And that's what I speak to all the time. Yes, brother. You nail on the head, man. I mean, that's exactly what needs to be said, though, man. And I love that I'm able to speak to that to people, though, man. Okay, I understand we're excited, but let's see where we are, and then we make a move from there. Because again, as an originator, I am not going to put you in a bad position. I am not going to put you in a position where you're going to lose this home. Not on my watch. Not if I can help it. But now, what I'm not going to do, though, is I'm not going to do the work for you. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to position you and give you the knowledge and the education of what you need to do, but I'm not going to be the most excited person in this deal. You're going to have to be excited about this deal yourself in order to put in the work. I'm excited for you. We can be excited together, but I'm not going to be more excited than you. So we have to put in the work and the effort to get these things. As you say, you see the results when you put in the work. And I understand that you may have been sitting at 400-500 for years. You can still improve it. You can still get past it. So you can still do it. So that's the beautiful thing about the credit. It goes up, it goes down. It goes up, it goes down. But once it goes up, you're going to like where it is, and you're not going to move to another level because you're going to appreciate the benefits that brings. And you, like I said, you leveraging other people's money. And so you're just leveraging it and helping yourself out and giving yourself a better opportunity and a quality of life, if you will, because you just made a simple decision. Let me look at my financial situation, assess where I am. I understand I'm excited. I understand I want to do this right now, but this just may not be the time right now. Now, some limits you would go to will put you in a bad situation in a hurry, but I'm just not going to do that.
A lot of people won't even do that. They're too scared to even look at their damn credit or look at their financial situation because they know it's bad. But if you know it's bad, do something about it. Or, I don't understand. I'm sorry, I went off. I just don't understand.
It's okay, man. You know what? You're passionate about it, though, man. And so that's the whole point of it all, though, man. Getting that information out with people, man. That's the purpose of the Keep On Pushing Enterprises, man. The motivation to speaking stuff that I do, the economic summits in Crockett and East Texas and stuff, man. That's the whole purpose of these things, man. To get this information out on a practical level that we need, because it's going to benefit everybody. It's going to benefit you. And so once you get to that particular situation, that level of whatever been stressing you out in life is taken away because you took charge. You took action. You didn't just take excuses. You didn't just take your time. You didn't just kick back and relax and just hope it go away. You just put a Band-Aid on it and just wish it away. No, you actually took action, and that feels good. That feels great. And if people is hating on that, you just got hate in your heart in general. Right? So no one should hate on you improving your situation. But most of the people that do hate on that because they feel like they're going to lose you now. Because now I lost a comfortability partner. I lost somebody that's okay with this mess like I am okay with this mess. And they feel like, now you're going to branch out and experience different things because now you're not sitting in this $400-500 credit score range, this 18-19% credit range. You should go experience things. You should. And when you go back to them, let them know all the good stuff that's out there because you decided to take action. You too can experience these things if you just take action. Bottom line.
Can you dig it?
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? I love it, brother. Can you tell I like doing this, man? I like doing these things, man. I love it.
Great. This is great. I mean, brother, it's Thanksgiving. about to be thankful for him, but I'm blessed to be able to do this show with you, man. Be another brother that's passionate about podcasts. Man, it's so hard to find other brothers that do podcasts. You won't believe